couple of decades, it seems like right now for Tony. JR, our Filipino surfer, on his second ride, he opened up with a 2.5.
Those are places that have been around for so many years. You're going to get a lot of knowledge out of everybody who works there.
This is wave one. There's a 2.5 for JR.
Yeah, so JR, nice work there with the beautiful read on this wave to the tip. I'm surprised this is only going to come in at 2.5.
That's why. JR. Here we go. Fades that takeoff. Nice pivot to start. There we go. Great nose ride there. Smooth cutback. And a little variety with the drop knee there. JR coming through to the inside, looking to redirect. Takes it on the backhand. Touches the tip again.
I mean, it's right there at the edge of the Pacific.
Here we go. JR, our heat leader, just camps out, gets the 10, gets the 10 again. Little soul arch coming out of that one. Again, that smooth rail work, utilizing the entire board. A little caught up there, but he's able to plane through that flat section. Banks a redirection, works his way into the shore break. I expect a loud crowd on the beach as he finishes. He's likely to extend his lead there. By the goofy foot right behind him, that's JR. Representing the Philippines. He's our heat leader with some smooth surfing, just like that.
Well, Svarna had the rally pocket out in that one, trying to pick up anything he could to try and get that lead. But
5.77 for that. Here's JR on his last wave.
JR, smooth as silk. And you think, you know, he's not a big surfer. He's kind of small in stature, but his board looks solid, nice and wide, and he just is able to move around. Look where he is on his board to turn that rail. He's like on the side half to be able to turn it, you know, so that footwork, again, being able to move that not only up and down the
priority with Kevin Svarna. So Kevin will have an opportunity to take the lead. Here is our heat leader. He just camps out on the nose.
Wow.
Wow.
He's got the tent, got the stove going.
He had the least space on his nose right there. That was a lengthy nose ride for JR. So there we go, JR making the Philippines proud. His debut on the World Longboard Tour with a win. And the support squad absolutely stoked. What a way to end the day, Pete. Thank you for calling that heat with me.
Yep, thank you.
You watching. Stick around. Right after this commercial message, 8:05 post show. Joe's going to wrap it all up with Rosie as well as Mitchell.
You're watching the quarterfinals. We're rocking out here on the beach here on Saturday afternoon. So many great people came down to watch surfing.
Holy mackerel.
Especially when JR hits the lineup.
Wow, the country of Philippines has showed up. That's amazing.
That's awesome. That feels good. People made the effort to come support you.
I went down there to say hi on my break, and next thing you know, I'm getting fed. They had all this food there. It was great. Yeah, lumpia. I brought it back into the green room so you guys can have some after this.
Always pay attention and be in comp mode. You know, get a little break at dad mode's nice.
This is how JR opened things up, Rosie.
Yeah, he is so smooth. I mean, he has really created some of the top moments of our days as we've moved through this event. Sticking with that smooth style. Beautiful transition on the rail there. Finishes off with that redirect float.
Church when they were growing up, and they were shaping boards together way back when.
Be careful, be careful. Oh,
an interesting situation. Richie trying to get out of there, and JR with priority is asking for a call from upstairs.
Well, it's going to be a guaranteed call. I mean, you can't just, I mean, you have priority. It's a priority interference, which is a very big penalty.
You can tell Richie's just kicking himself right now, too. There's just that, like,
I saw it happening. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I saw it happening. I was like, it's like one of those things where you're like, no, you can't do that.
Just dig the legs in. Handbrake. Abort the mission.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, just as for folks who are watching, that is a whole wave penalty. So now will be only scored on one wave. And that makes it very difficult for somebody to get through.
And we see the float there from JR. Cool style as he draws it back to the pocket. And just trying to keep his concentration and flow, and everyone's screaming for him. He might be going for a board change here, or asking for a situation update in a great way, but this was the interference call, Pete.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I mean, he looked, and then, like, you know, at that point he looked up back. I mean, maybe he was thinking that he was always going to go left, you know, because he's a goofy foot. And he went, you know, it looked like a great left, but maybe he was on the extra peak on the side. I don't know.
I think the crew for JR just realized that they'll be seeing their surfer into finals day.
JR.
The pug. That number 15, by the way, represents his birthday, the 15th of July. Did you say there was a man from Chicago that you met that flew all the way here to come and support JR?
I was here early in the morning, and this guy just introduced himself from Chicago, and here to watch this man. It's all making sense now as I see this support crew build. How about that? He's playing with it. He did your foot pump while he was nose riding this time, Pete.
I like it.
So now we can break that down.
Okay, cool. I can't
again.
wait. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
All right, let's do
this
it.
one's different, though, because he's on the nose.
All right, so he's on the nose. It's way harder, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right, sets it up, gets over here, there, up. He touched the water.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that one, that might have been for style. For
That
sure.
was definitely
I'm with
for
you.
style.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take it. I mean, it's not easy to do. Let's take a look very closely. He gets there. The 5 is hanging. There it is. Oh, you know what? That was just that wasn't a paddle. That was an actual steezy.
Yeah.
Where you put your foot up and back.
That's kind of cool.
That was a what's the water like when you test the temperature in a pool?
Now we're getting a little off base, but that's.
I like it though. As we see a little trim here in the
that was
switch,
sick.
cool transition. JR really just testing his equipment, preparing for to expect from him this year on the World Longboard Tour. Spinning for this one. JR's thinking about it. This one is going to set up for his forehand attack. A few steps to the, and how about that? 5 to 10, and nice little soul arch there from JR. Floats the oncoming section. And now putting on a nice show here for the fans on the beach.
Oh, he's adding more points is what he's doing. There another little foot. What are we going to call that?
So that's part of his repertoire. Yeah,
You got to ask Wax.
JR makes it official. That'll be his ride into the beach. JR having a blast here as he's getting a run into the semifinals.
Everyone wants their photo. Got to get the selfies.
Wow, great energy for him moving on to the semifinals. Imagine if he can take out this win tomorrow on finals day. Coming up next, 8:05 post show with AJ, Waxhead, and Mitch. We'll see you then.
We'll be battling for the next final spot to meet Taylor Jensen in that final. Kaniala Stewart from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Rogelio Esquivel. We can just call him JR. And here's JR with a beautiful nose ride. This is a 6-point ride, Matt.
Yeah, wow, really utilizing the whole length of the board there for JR, and he coming back on the whitewash. That wave didn't offer him a lot, but he surfed this the best that he could. So opening up with a 6-point ride, the judges keeping the scale a little low, but this is Carney's answer back. So 4 steps up to the nose, and now he's on the 10. Sets his back up for an inside track, and here he is. That's a critical nose ride coming from the pocket and setting up the inside section. So here's Kaniela. He knows, he could hear this, the crowd going for JR, and that one, a really nice settler, a 7.67, and this is a 6.4 that just dropped. So JR carving that one through. Being really active up and down the board. I love that middle of the board section there, and he's just knocking that one off the top. So
JR on the whip around here. There's going to be wave number 3 for the surfer representing the Philippines. Lots of Filipino fans on the beach rooting for him. You can hear him in the background.
What?
Camped out for that 10, banks it here, and is going to present more of a challenge to Kaniala Stewart. He's got a tremendous crew on the beach supporting him, and we'll get a vision of that a little bit later, but let's dissect this ride number 3, because this is best so far, Matt.
Absolutely. Love that 10. So just beautiful body language. He got critical there for a moment, and he finishes that. The only critique is there that he wanted more, and he didn't look like that he was finishing the wave when he wanted to. So here he's on the 5, and he goes 10, and it does get critical for a moment. We'll see a little bit of air just for a moment there.
Has been doing some incredible surfing. Here's another wave from him. We're waiting for this score.
We can't keep up. These guys are dropping so many good waves, and beautiful 5. They're driving through the section. The judges will like that. Love that rail carve in the pocket too. So surfing the wave properly, and a bit of variation with that cross step cutback. Hunting for more, and you just can't fall. That's it.
But I also think it adds a little pressure too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that when he qualified, and obviously a success story of the qualification series. And here he goes, holding that 5 and 10. Beautiful nose riding from Relio. Oh, I love that buttery smooth cut back there, and mixing it up with the variety, and he does finish that. So he's really feeling the energy, and you don't need any more, mate. It's all right. You've done it. You've surfed excellent.
Look at all
they
the
want
Filipino
more.
flags
They
right here.
want more. They can't get enough of JR. We all can't. But
So I'm telling you right now, some fun people, and another look at this one. We're still waiting for the number on this wave on the replay.
Trimming through the section, getting it up there, understanding that trim was going to be a little bit tough, so he pulled his foot back. Again, the footwork there to keep the nose trimming. Gets back up to the tip one more time. And you gotta love what this man has been doing for everybody here on this longboard tour, and for the fans on the beach.
And that was a 6.9 coming out, so he has extended his lead. Here's Kaniala Stewart on the comeback. He's a 6.73 to take the lead. Graceful footwork, confident on the nose, trimming that section. Wonderful posture, finishing it off here. Kaniala Stewart will not be contained.
that was Carney at we'll watch the replay here. So super relaxed. You know he's going to get to the nose at some stage, and there he goes 5-10. And then back again, doesn't go all the way back to the middle, holds that 10 with upright body language, and he finishes relatively clean. So I think that will just be the score. But that 10, we'll see how critical it gets here. So not quite a proper 10 there, but he waits. And a close 5. So the judges will take note of that. Almost a 10 and finishing. So should be just about the score. Won't be surprised if it goes just a little bit higher or a little under. We'll just see if they deem that a hang 10 or not.
Yeah, once you get the work done, you can kick out. You don't need to beach every single one of them, I agree. Fading this takeoff. Fades left, goes right, up to nose, hang the heels, walks back. Switch stance position, Kaniala Stewart right into the lip. Talk about a mixed plate. That was a mixed plate all over the place. JR gets a beautiful nose ride, soul arches through that nose ride. Cross steps up, taps a 5, screaming into the pier. Another extended 5, 10.
Whoa.
Coming through here.
Barrel.
Yeah, great squad supporting this guy. This is JR on his last ride.
Yeah, really critical nose ride just for a moment. Now, it goes a little sleepy here, but linking. The judges won't appreciate that little paddle. We have a longboard. We don't need to get more speed, but he holds that 5 as the wave's walling up. So it did have 2 critical elements, but no rail carves. You'll see he, instead of going to a turn, he sees the line and he goes to the nose. And here is unnecessary, and that's perhaps a little bit of anticipation for what's about to come. And he gets a 10, back to a 5. So super critical. We haven't seen a wave like that all morning.
Almost all event. I mean, to transfer from a left like that on the outside section, to be able to transfer to 2 sections,
that was
incredible.
cool, but I feel this is really cool. Watch Kaniala Stewart on this replay.
Element of difference, gets the heel click in the critical section. So not only did he heel hang, but he did it in the pocket, and coming from behind the section as well. See the setup. The setup of the walking is important. Not jumping straight to the nose, gets the heels over the nose, runs back board in the whitewash. So that's why that score went excellent. And he finished, showed unpredictability, controlled critical maneuvers. To do it on a bigger scale, a bigger wave, and show that critical nature, not grovel for the scores. And here goes Carney, he's on a roll, looking to drop a 7.7. And then finishing that one off on the inside. So I don't think that'll go close to the 7-7, but another completed wave from Carney. He's having a really good heat. He's dropping a 7-6-7 for his first wave, so he's actually having an amazingly heat. It's gone excellent.
Opportunity here for JR. Priority to the surfer representing the Philippines. This is going to be a big moment for JR. Esquivel. Backhand on the right, cross steps to the nose, gets a 5, gets heels, walks back, a little unstable there in between moves, more footwork, cross stepping again to a 5. Heels again, kicks the foot, showing us something different, but a little off kilter for the finish.
So here we have, the wave hasn't broken yet. Judges taking note, this isn't critical yet. Starts to get critical there for a moment. Loss of flow. And he's back up. The wave is the pocket's way over to the right, so none of this is really critical. That maneuver was, and then just bobbles it here. So that one, I would imagine, won't go into the top 2. Despite that kick heels, it's actually not as complicated as it appears for a lot of these surfers.
Well, don't tell this crowd that.
And then the footwork in comparison to, say, Connie, who really did never look like he was going to fall.
Here he comes, Connie Stewart.
And you can see JR down the line, so he goes right instead of the left. And here he is pumping down the line. Beautiful drop knee, gouge there, and just comes off, so.
Waiting for scores, last of JR, not going to be enough, so. It's Connie Stewart on to the final. Here's the numbers, Stewart going excellent in semifinal number 2. Well, we got our longboard final set. Let's get into the Challenger Series. When we return, semifinal number 1 for the women, Ellie Harrison against Sawyer Lindblad.